It's that time of the day for you to get comfy, kick back, relax. You are now lounging with the Purples. Hey loungers.
Hey loungers.
I'm Candice.
And I'm God.
And you are
Lounging with the
Purples. Today, you're also going to be lounging with Miss Patsy, also known as Patricia De Klerk, also known as my mommy.
Yay.
Welcome to Lounging with the Purples, mommy.
Welcome.
Good to be here. Really
That's
good
nice.
to be here. Honestly.
Are you excited? Because I'm nervous.
Ek dink die rede kom sy nervous is. Julle moet sien hoe lyk die vrou. En julle gaan dit sien van die video uitkom. Dit lyk so 'n superstar. Jy weet soos back in the day Elizabeth Taylor en
Ja.
verstaan jy is. Wat is dit Sophia Lorenz Lorenz so gesê het.
Sophia, I don't know.
Ja, dit is mos 'n mooi vrou gewees. Nou ja. Dis hoe die vrou lyk. Nou is sommer nervous.
It's a most well-dressed, poised, posh guest that we've had. And I'm so glad. This is such a privilege to be able to interview you. You know, tomorrow is, and you can tell I'm nervous because I'm in a lot. A lot of people don't have the privilege of being able to interview their mother, to interview their parent, and tomorrow is, or today, for tomorrow's sake, is Mother's Day. And we've recently also suffered a loss in our family, so it will be that people's first time that they won't be spending Mother's Day with their mother. But here I am in Garth. We are privileged that this is opportunity. When we started the podcast, I think one of the first people that we thought of was you. Mother's Day, because it's a Sunday. That time we were still live. So I just want to say thank you for saying yes. And let's kick it off. Let's dive right into it.
Good stuff.
Go for it.
Good stuff.
So, mommy, tell us about yourself in a nutshell. Who is Patricia, fondly known as Patsy? Who is Patsy?
Well, Patsy, my name means most noble woman.
Oh,
Wow.
That is the meaning behind my name. And I am a very serious person.
yeah.
So that is how you people know me. I'm a very serious person. But very, inside, I'm a very gentle person. Very gentle, long suffering, and try to be patient. And yes, the person that I am, life has got a way of shaping
Yeah.
a person.
Yeah.
That is, and I thank God for my mother and my father. That made me, and she gave birth to me. And yes, from there, I've just become the woman that I
That you
am
are
today.
So tell us, you were born in 1950.
Yes.
In June.
The 12th.
The
yes.
12th of June. And fun fact, you are the 12th of June. Mandy's the 12th of January.
Yes.
And I'm the 12th of August.
That's right.
How did you plan that?
Very governmental people. Very,
I think God
very
planned it
in
for you.
control,
God planned it for you.
Yes. So I didn't plan it. It just came. It
Yeah.
just came.
And you're the eldest of 8
Of
children.
8 children.
Yeah.
That time there wasn't TV. Things like that, So they have a lot of quality time.
Yes.
A lot of quality time. And yes, I'm the second eldest.
Oh, yes.
actually.
Second eldest. Buddha
Yes.
was the eldest.
He was the eldest.
Yes.
And I'm the second eldest.
And the eldest girl.
All the others.
And the eldest girl. Yeah?
Eldest girl.
Yes. Yes.
We have 5 sisters together.
Yeah.
And the one now went home to be with the Lord. And my brother is also passed on. And we were 3 brothers, And yes, we were a happy family. Very happy family. Grew up I tell you, we had tough times. Those were tough times. But today I appreciate what we went through. And it's such a lot of memories. If I must tell my whole life story, I will sit here all night.
But that's fine, because we can release this episode
In 2 parts.
in 2 parts.
4 parts.
To be continued.
4 parts. So yes, my childhood was very exciting. Very, very exciting. Honestly, if you want to go there now.
Yes, go there.
When I grew up I was born in Heathfield.
Okay.
And my childhood days I spent mostly in Steerhof by my granny.
Okay.
Now there were a lot of aunties was there, uncles, lived around there. And that was I tell you, the most memorable years of my life. It was just fun. And I would escape to get there, because I belonged in the brigade.
Okay.
And I had to sleep over. Because the school was in Steerhof.
Okay.
I attended school in Steerhof. So, of course, now with all my friends, and those were very happy moments that I will never forget. Now, I don't know if you people, I don't think so, you people can remember the 3 arts.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, the 3 arts wasn't there.
Oh,
It was, we called it a jungle.
wow.
Yeah.
It was a jungle, just trees. And that was our playground. Now listen here. Those years, we didn't worry about the gatte in die broeke nie. We weren't conscious of that. Because the boys had patches on their pants. And in ons panties met gatte in. And we used to climb the trees.
But
You can't miss that house.
But there wasn't that consciousness of,
Not
of
that time.
sex
Not
at
that
the
time.
time.
That time it was
Yeah.
about playing. It's your friends is here. You're
Innocence.
excited.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was totally different.
It was just real fun. My schooling days, that was just awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was awesome because it was my slim hoor.
Now, just pause there quickly. The school that you went to is still standing today, or the church,
The school is at the back and the church is in front.
and that was St. Luke's. Eh?
St. Luke's School and St. Luke's Church.
Yeah.
Now, at the
Still
back,
standing.
it's now turned into a creche.
Okay.
Now, my grandpa was my word, he died when he was 99 years old. He was the eldest, what you call it, the elder in the church.
Okay. Yes, yes.
And he was very dedicated to he was very loyal and dedicated to his role at the church. He had a real servant heart. And we attended church there too.
At St. Luke's.
At Sunday school.
Oh.
We used to walk from Heathfield to Steerhof.
Yeah,
It was
sure.
such a pleasure. Honestly, there was, you could let your children walk alone. There was no concern. And we used to travel from Heathfield by bus to school. But you know what? Tyd was die geld mos so nie baie nie. We used to pay a penny for the school bus. Wat? Ek kan betaal loop af en ek koop ons vir ons 'n penny. So lekker goed. And at that time we used to get
To get a
lot.
lot.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff,
Yeah.
for a penny. And we did it the afternoon too.
But didn't Mama look for you? Hoekom is julle so laat? No.
What?
Okay.
And from school we walked home, and there was a canal man.
Okay.
And we used to take our school shoes off and we walk. But that is not, I'll tell you this thing, what we also do. It was by stout. Honestly, we were very naughty, man.
Naughty or gruwelijk?
Gruwelijk.
Ja, gruwelijk. Ja.
And we used to steal the people's milk off their...
Okay, that is naughty. That's not gruwelijk.
That stoop. Yes, because I used to deliver milk.
Okay, yes, back in the day,
I
yes.
remember
Yes.
delivering the milk.
See the milk still standing on the stoop. we go steal it. And we used to steal the guavas and lemons and stuff off the trees.
Okay.
And we were just very, very naughty. But it was, for us, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I mean, nowadays you can't even let your child outside. The amount of Facebook
Yes.
posts that you see about this one missing, that one missing, it's like when you talk, it's like another time.
Yes.
And really another time. I mean,
your people could play outside in the road. Yes.
Yes.
I could send Mandy, to the shop at any time.
Yes.
At any time.
Yeah.
But not now.
Not
not
now,
today.
yes. Yeah.
Not
yeah.
now. So we had fun. My childhood days was very fun. And you know what? Let me tell you this too. The Friday night, we used to get a tikkie.
Was
a
it
tikkie for pocket money.
Was a tikkie more than a penny or?
Yeah.
More,
Yes,
more,
yeah, it was
more,
more. Okay.
a tikkie. And then we get that. And then Buta and myself used to run up to Candice. Now that is in the top of Heathfield.
Yes,
quite far
yes.
from where we lived. And we used to buy a book because there's a serial in there that we used to follow.
Oh.
A serial. Buy a book. I can't remember the name now. And a packet of sweets. I tell you, a packet of sweets.
From a tikkie.
From a tikkie. The value of the tikkie was, a lot.
Wow.
And we went home and we just enjoyed ourselves because there wasn't TV that time. We had the radio.
Ah, yes,
And
yes.
we used to listen to the radio and visualize
Yes.
what's happening now. And it was so interesting.
Wow.
Really, we used to visualize, okay. And I can still remember that creaking door. Ooh, yeah. Your mommy, I used to watch it, she told me. It was a story, a serial. And it's a creaking door.
Oh, that's on the radio.
Yes, and you could hear the door creak. Very spooky, man. Very spooky. But you know what? Those was just wonderful days. Honestly, we were very active. Very active. Really, very active. That was we just honor God for those times. Honestly, our children is not so active today.
Yeah.
You find them sit with their cell phones and there they park.
Yes.
They just
yes.
park there.
Yeah.
But we had every excuse to go and play. Because ons het swaar, ons het bypakke kry joh. Father! I tell him, we used to get hiding. God, man, for the least little thing.
Is it?
We got a hiding. And our children used to, we used to work.
You're banging on the table.
We used to work. But you know what? I'm not sorry today. Today, I can teach my children how to keep their houses clean and so forth.
Yeah.
You know?
You when I paused, you were saying you were very clever. So tell us about that.
Yes, I was very, very clever at school. I used to come first.
Who?
I used to come first right through.
Wow.
Standard 5.
Yeah.
Now, I had a friend. She's also passed on now.
Auntie Gwenny now.
Auntie
huh?
Gwenny, yes. And the two of us, there was competition. One time I only had half a point more than her. Just half a point.
Wow.
And yes, I was very, very clever at school.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, when I went to high school, my mom got very ill. Very, very ill. Now, with all the siblings, somebody had to stay at home to look after them. And I stayed at home and I just gave up, schooling.
Yeah.
And,
And that was also a different time. It's not like your situation, it's not like you could have now, okay, so they're now all big now you can go back to school. Then it was a matter of now I'm a grown woman. Because now you literally had to grow up.
I had to.
Because you had to step into being a mommy.
That's right.
Yeah.
So going back to school would have almost been...
It would have been very difficult.
Yes.
I think it would have been very difficult. Because
for you
times
to
would have
adjust.
changed.
Yes.
And
And you
it
would
was
have you would have been way ahead of
Yeah.
Yes.
the maturity level of the children in that's your same age. Yeah.
Yes.
And then your mom obviously got better because then you went to go work.
I went to work.
Yeah.
Yes, at a very, very early age.
But you weren't even 16.
I was 14
14 years old.
when I went to go work.
Wow.
Yes. And in a factory, je weet ons
Maar was ook daar, ja.
No, we say
yes,
yeah.
colored,
Yes.
colored people, we factory, and I loved it. I loved it because then I met a lot of people and friends, you know.
Toen was je een groot meisje nou.
Verstaan jy? Ek het dit dis stuk vertel. Now, I went to work. Now we get to a certain distance. Dan haal ek die lipstick uit. En dan sit ek die lipstick aan.
Okay. Moes nou
Dit gaan ons nou weer toe.
Hoe kan mens nie by die huis nog lipstick aan sit?
Ek kan nie.
Ah.
Ek kan ek is nou net 14. Okay. God. Nou kom ons nou sit ons vir lipstick aan by die week. Is ons op die trein. Nou kom ek huis toe, dan sê ek weer daai distance kom af 4 km lipstick af.
Okay.
Maar eendag kom ek mos huis toe man. En ek het vergiet. Ek het met 'n vriendin gesels. En ek kom huis toe. My ma sê vir my, wat het jy aan jou lippe? Nou moet jy weet hoe kom het nog uit toe.
Die knoppe.
Sy sê vir my, "Ala goed af in jou lippe af." Maar ek het so groot geskrik, want toe beset ek het nog 'n
Die
lipstick
lipstick
aan.
aan.
Ja.
Jy weet so strik was ons ouers.
Yeah. 14 then versus my 14 versus 14 now is completely different.
Completely different.
Sure.
En jy weet ons mag nie eens ander gedra het tyd nie. Jy moet 'n sekere age wees wat jy dit kan doen en dit kan doen.
So a lot also was very restrictive also very that time. Mommy, looking back now, do you have any regrets, or was there a time after you now had to go leave high school and go work? Was there a time that you went through where you had a bit of regret for you were the one that was chosen now to stay at home and look after your siblings?
Not really.
Is it?
Really not really, because I excelled in school because especially my dressmaking. I 100% for my dressmaking, and and there was no regrets. I won't say. I can't remember if I had any regrets.
Looking back now, also no.
No. I will come to that time, as we go on with the chat, what took place in my life.
Okay.
That I will share with you. And there was no regrets, but I had a plan, man. Honestly, he, my mommy used to, and daddy, they love ballroom. They with Grassy Park open. They were the first to go there. And then they had a competition also.
Okay.
And they won the competition.
Mama!
And they
Really?
love dancing.
Sure.
I didn't know that.
Yes, they won the competition.
Okay.
But do you know what? Now, Puta myself must look after the children.
Yeah.
Now we had a long passage where you, right by the building in front, you could see when they come home. And he's just, after when I had a liquor stuff, and he would just go and slappy. I'm very concerned, about the children waking up and so. Daar kom hulle nagure aangestaan.
Lekker.
And those times I regret, I regret because, yes, I was young. And I was tired. En julle kon nou uit aangewals, uitgedans.
Lekker,
En ek
ja.
naar die kinders gekyk het. But, yes, man.
So you regret that, but not the fact that you were the one that had to look after them. It was just moments of, I'm young, I should have now gone to sleep, and but not like
No, deep
negative.
regret.
Yeah,
Not deep
yeah.
regret. No,
Okay,
no.
okay. No, cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna come to the next chapter of your life, and that is where Metro Rail comes in. You must know what Metro Rail is, a train. Where you met Daddy. It wasn't called Metro Rail that time, but okay for the young ones listening.
You are listening to my auntie and uncle on Lounging with the Pomos.
Hi, loungers. Welcome back. Did you like that? Your grandchild is listening to my auntie and uncle.
Oh, she's good. Ooh, one take. One take. Ek het nie eens gesukkel nie.
Yeah. So we're still in our lounge with my mommy, Miss Patsy. How you got that name? Because of the neighbors' kids. You used to sell biscuits and you used to have a little tuck shop. Yes. And then they used to call you Miss Patsy.
Miss Patsy.
It was so cute.
Now they even went further. This guy calls me a Lady Patsy.
Oh, Lady Patsy.
Lady Patsy.
Lady Patsy.
Yes.
So before Boys to Men, we stopped at your days in the factory. How you were 14 years old and you went to work in the factory, and you told us about the story about how Mama caught you with the lipstick on when you were 14. But then what happened at 15?
Oh, man. Do you really want to hear again?
Yes, I want to be reminded again of the traumatic experience. No, I'm just joking, guys. I just want to be honest. You know, when I heard the story for the first time, I was so shocked. And then, but I think, let me just say it. Why I was shocked, because I was at that when I was younger. When I heard the story for the first time, I was very promiscuous. Like God knows, very promiscuous. You know, I was very much. It's my body. I can do what I want, and that was. But then I heard the story, and I'm like, how can my mommy tell me I mustn't do this? And she was 15. Now that I'm 39, married to the most absolutely wonderful man, I realize why my mommy said, "Don't do it." You know. But let's hear from you.
Let me start with the beginning. I met Daddy on a Saturday.
Okay.
I went to Bioscope. I used to go to Bioscope every Saturday because they had a serial.
Now, for those who don't know what a bioscope is, in today's terms, it's a cinema.
It's a cinema. That's it. But we called it a
A
Bioscope.
bioscope, yes, back in the day.
And yes, I went to Bioscope, came home. And my Auntie Frances, my sister-in-law, she was lying on the bed, and we chatted. And then my cousin, Frank, he came in. And he had this guy with him, man. And I don't know this man. I've never seen him. Anyway, they had a briefcase in the hand. And I asked him, what did you want there? It's records. Ek sê, gee dit vir my, laat ek sien. But now I'm struggling with the zip of this briefcase. I couldn't get it open. Kom die strange man van daar vandaan af. Hy breek sommer die zip op. Ja, hy breek hom sommer op. Want dit is nog vast, man. Anyway, look through the records. Now, I was never an Elvis fan. I was a Cliff Richard fan.
Okay.
I just loved his singing. Anyway, now we had this record player. I done this, what do you call it, the small one?
A 5, isn't a
Like a
5-inch
small-
or a 7-inch? It's
Yeah, the
Yeah,
small,
yeah. We still have a couple of those inside, the small ones.
And, Jenna, he speelt die song, Nou Can't Ya Fall in Love by Elvis.
Oh, is that where the song comes in?
Kom het nou in.
Baie lang die storie. And, die oudje vat nou net vir my vir 'n blues.
No, Jenna. Your blue-eyed boy.
But you must know, I just met him a week after my 14th birthday.
So it actually wasn't 15. It's now 14.
14 and a half. It's eintlik 14 and a half.
Can you imagine? Hy staan net afsoenerig en wêreld. Ek was about it because can't you falling in love speel nou?
You do know that song starts with Fools Rush In.
Ja, jy het sorry man. Dan sê dit ook hoor. Dan sê dit ook, né? That things were meant to be.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, Kiki comeback. Hy sê comeback. Mic drop.
Things was meant to be. It's in
Yeah,
the song.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Anyway, then he that came with this guy again, and ek kon nou maak nou 'n habit. En hy sê nou vir my, luister, ek bly net nie ook aan. You know, they in Trani Road.
Yes.
And anyway, we became friends, and had no own bicycle because he loved bicycle. He worked in Beaufort West. He worked there.
Okay.
You know, and now I used to take the train to work, and ek sien nou een oggend vir hom staan op die stasie, and he asked me, "Come sit by me." But that way we were a clique, you know, that used to travel to Sonderema. And I don't know why I'm going to tell these people now I'm going to sit with somebody now, you know.
And what manuk?
This one morning I said to my friend, listen, I'm going to sit with a friend. Do you mind? She said, no, it's fine. But I love it. Friend is a money. Anyway, then it starts, you know, every second morning. Ja, en toe sit nou 'n heeltemal totale
Traveling saam.
traveling saam. And we became friends, and I didn't love him. No, I wasn't in love with him at all. You know, because I knew he was much older than me.
How much older, Tala?
10 years. Imagine. 10 years older. But our relationship grew. And yes, so we courted for 5.5 years.
Yeah. Until you got married. And
Until-
you were 21.
No,
No?
20.
20.
20.
20, yes.
Yes, 20.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we got married. And yes, Mandy was on the way.
Was Mandy? Oh, you see.
Mandy was on the way. Yes.
But you won't say on your wedding photos you don't even look pregnant.
No, because she made my dress the way she made my dress.
she cut
Yeah.
it.
No, but it was,
Perfect.
I mean, you wouldn't even say.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
you couldn't really see. And yes, from there, but you know what? This guy was very jealous. Ooh, that I used to get
What guy now?
Daddy.
Oh, but he still is.
Candice, this one morning, this man, I was late for my train, man, and this man gave me a lift on his bike, and it happened quite often,
Okay.
you know, and he took note. Hij says, die oma achter jou, die oma.
Kyk, is die ouma nog jou.
You know, and yes.
How was it becoming a mother for the first time?
Do you know what? When I was pregnant with Mandy, I decided to have a girl.
Is it?
Oh, I just love baby girls, really. And I used to knit myself. And I knitted her stuff, and I had this little book. And this baby. Oh, yeah, this baby just captured me. And it was such a gentle looking baby, man, on the photo. And Mandy was now born January. Yes, the 12th. And it was just, just wonderful.
And Mandy was.
She was a gentle baby.
And she still is such
still
a gentle.
I had a desire in my heart, you know? And God granted me that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So,
And when you found out you were pregnant, like, what was that moment like those years for you, especially now being unmarried and, you know?
it wasn't a nice feeling.
Is
it's just
it?
because at that time I lived by my granny.
Okay.
Yes, and I don't know how I'm going to break the news. But you know what? One night I just went into the room and I told my granny, listen, I'm sorry, but I'm pregnant. but we're going to get married. And from there, we made the wedding plans and everything. But God was so good to us, honestly, you know. Daddy, he also struggled. But we
You
just...
made it work. You made it happen.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
it worked. And God just blessed us. And Mandy, Mandy was 3 years old when I went back to work. I was 3. But she was still young. But today, afterwards I regretted going to work. Every moment of it, because I wanted to be with my child.
Okay. Okay.
But because we needed the money.
Yeah.
We do needed the money. But then we moved here. We got this house. And I said, this is my last year. I'm not going to work anymore. And I stayed at home.
And Daddy was okay with
He was
you
okay
being...
because when we moved here, this one had to look after Mandy, that one had to look after
it was too
Mandy,
much,
and I wasn't happy with it. And I just gave up my job, and I stayed at home. And then the neighbor asked me to look after their son. So Mandy had somebody to...
Brandon.
Brandon, yes.
Oh,
Okay.
So as a young mommy, how did... You obviously had experience from looking after your
Yes.
own
On the siblings, yeah.
So it was just a natural progression
Yes.
for
Yeah.
you
Yes.
to have Mandy, even though you were only 20.
20, yes, I
Yeah,
was
you turned
20.
21 that year.
Yes.
Yeah, and then have a house, and it's this house.
Yes.
And I mean, you're living here now for
46 years.
46 years, yeah.
Yes.
Sure. And then in between Mandy and then me, because I came only 10 years later.
Yeah, you know what? They used to tell Daddy, "Jy het onder die kooi geslaap."
Why?
Because
Oh, there was no baby after. Did it just not happen?
No. I went to see a gynae because, I had a pram. And I said to myself, I couldn't fall pregnant. And I said to myself, but I'm going to keep this pram. I'm going to use it again. Then I went to see a gynae and all the examinations, stuff like that. And they found out my tubes is blocked.
Oh, okay.
And then I went for this big operation.
Oh, so then already you went for operations.
Yes, a
Wow.
big operation. And then it was just 3 months. And I fell pregnant.
But you miscarried.
After Mandy, I miscarried.
Oh, so
But it was
only
very- it
after
was
the...
early stages.
Oh,
very early.
okay. How was it for you when you miscarried?
It was, like I said, it was the early stages.
Okay.
So it wasn't that traumatic for me, but
Okay.
it affected
But you
me.
could,
Yes,
you could
yes.
feel
You
it,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And then you had to wait like a few years and
yes,
then...
I had to wait that I had this up. And thank God the medical aid paid for it.
Okay.
They paid for it, yeah. And, so...
So wait, so can I ask something? So 10 years later, I came about.
Yes.
Did you also desire to have a gentle baby? Because I did not come out gentle.
Woes uitgekom. Voete eerste.
Yeah. No, I really look forward to having you.
Is it?
Really. And you know what? They weren't now really sure if I was pregnant. The
Okay.
gynae. They
Okay.
sent me for an ultrasound and Mandy and myself went.
Oh, cute.
And to tie that, I was very claustrophobic with buildings.
Yeah, I
this high
remember that,
buildings.
yes.
And we went, and there we now heard. And Mandy was the first one to hear. And she said, "Ooh, I'm going to have a brother or a sister." Oh, she was so excited. Oh, she was so excited. Really.
Daddy was working.
Daddy was
Okay,
working, you see.
okay.
So, yes. So,
So did you know you were having a girl?
no, not that time.
So you only found out on the day that I was a girl?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, look, I had to. They had to induce me because I had sugar,
Oh.
so they had to induce me. But that was all God's timing.
Oh, so I would have come later.
Yeah, later.
Hi?
Would come later. Because so they had to book me in earlier. I had this machine on my arm to monitor the sugar because I gained so much weight.
Okay.
And jylle gehad het as 'n hele dag se drukkery en
Wat 'n hospitaal was dit geweest, maar
Grootskea.
Grootskea.
Grootskea. Then eventually I gave birth with all this pushing and
Voete
pains
eerste.
and Vera.
Omdat
I
jy
shame,
sis
so
uitgekom.
even then I was a problem.
Now you're not a problem.
Not per se in that, not per se in that way, but
But you know, do you know what? Then? I heard that the nurses running up and down and saw how gedoente up in die gange. And you the mother. Oh, good grief, what is going on now? They said they were looking for the mother because ever since the computer was in function working now,
Yeah.
you were registered the millionth baby.
Yeah.
The
wow.
millionth baby. And all the nurses were just so excited. And they said, listen here, your husband must come into the hospital. And because we're going to have the Cape Times here.
Huh?
And the
Superstar.
superstar. Can you see where it's
Daar's
got
dit. Kan julle kan nou sien, hè? Star in the making al klaar gewees al.
And so they said, no, you must dress yourself, and how can you dress yourself in the hospital? And because then I had, just after the birth, I had a sterilization.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you have to have one or?
I didn't want to. Even the nurse said, no,
But then
don't you start. You're still too young because I wanted to have 3 children. That
So-
was my desires.
Oh, okay.
You know, to have 3 children. And so I said, no, man, cost of living is too high.
Ja.
And they cut into the bladder. During the operation, they cut into the bladder.
Okay.
And I had to have the sucking now and go with Candice. Now they took Candice now downstairs. Not even a day yet, eh?
Sure.
Not even a day. Candice went out there. We went downstairs and the cameras is flashing and the cameras is just flashing. Daddy didn't want it to come because he's not shy, you know.
Still like that.
All the
Still the
signals
same.
came.
the same.
Hates cameras.
Yeah, the August also came, and so we were just in the news.
So I was the first baby registered,
The million.
millionth baby registered on a computer. But there could have been more, but because I was registered close the computer. Oh,
The computer registered you.
wow.
The millionth baby.
See, baby, you are married to 1 in a million.
Yeah.
Literally 1 in a
Does it
million.
now? And you still have the newspaper clipping because I still
Yes,
saw the
yes.
newspaper clipping. It
Yeah.
still looks brand new.
I still have that, yeah.
Yes,
Sure.
and she won. Was it 200 rand?
It was a 200, I think it was 200 or 250 rand.
Yes.
Bath full of goodies.
Baby goodies.
Baby goodies or something.
We got the
A gift voucher.
The gift voucher that you can
And-
go buy and
And you got a bath
Yeah.
full of stuff. And I mean,
En 250 dae, dit was baie
was
geld.
een klomp geld.
Dit was amper soos 3000 of 4000 rand.
Really? And I just enjoyed my baby because I longed. You see
Yeah.
the difference?
yes.
The difference, I longed to have another baby.
Yeah.
Nou, Candice, ons het 'n bleskop gehad, het 'n spierwit bleskop. En, now you must know, I was knitting that time. Selling jerseys.
Het my hare genut vir haar.
Nee, sy kan nou net op
Ek
die
heb met hare
vaste
aan.
kry nie. Ek kan dit nie vasgekry op die kop, man. And I used to sit and sew my jerseys by hand, and to get her to be occupied. Al die buttons speel sy min.
I still also play my mommy's buttons.
Is it?
Yes, she had bags and bags with the little triangular buttons and stuff. And I used to make little houses and stuff. And
Yes. Yeah, so
I
she
loved
used
it.
to play. And our bond is very strong because up till 2.5 years, I made her to sleep. In my arms, sitting here and so.
and busy.
And so.
There's a photo, I think, somewhere in the
Yeah,
house.
that we honestly, even Mandy, we had very close bond. Every night, Mandy used to get a biscuit and a cup of tea in bed.
Yeah.
Yes. so we were bonded very well.
Yeah.
Very, very well.
Yeah. So your upbringing from, so even though at that time when you said you were 14 and your mom and your daddy went out, and
No, that was younger. I was younger.
were you younger?
Very much younger.
So even though it seemed like a bad thing, I mean, it shaped you into
That's
being
it.
a good mommy.
Yes.
Because you really were a good mommy. I mean, I remember you were strict, but I never lacked anything. I never lacked a hug. I never lacked a kiss. I mean, I could always scratch your head. I mean, you used to knit. Oh, that's when I come from those years. Come scratch it. It's itching here. Then I must scratch you. Lo and behold, I can turn it into a business today.
Yes.
So for those
so
that don't
lekker.
know, I love scratching dry heads. Oh my God, I love it. And so you went through tough times. You went through tough times, but it prepared you to be a good mommy. And I mean, there was times when I know for a fact, like, I drove you insane. I drove you nuts. And so I said, even then I was already giving problems.
But no, it's not as bad as Candice makes it.
No, it was.
No.
But I don't know if I'm just hard on myself.
You are hard on yourself.
But there was a time in my life where I think I just gave you and Daddy like the ultimate grace. Okay, if you compare me and Mandy to each other, then clearly.
There's a big
as a
difference.
face,
Yes.
You see, Mandy's the gentle one.
Yeah.
Your character's very strong.
Yeah.
Very, very strong.
Yeah.
Where Mandy, I think she's got a lot of me in her.
Yeah.
And but your daddy, nimmer hat wala ko patrape. Nobody. They will stand up for the right way. We will.
Yeah.
Passive, as a right. Los
Ja.
Soek die moeilijkheid eers.
Ja, but they, die vlieg kon nog alles lekker so maar.
Hey, Dodge. Hier is hy vrou nou. Dodge.
But mommy, you are also a very strong woman. I remember, God, my mom used to wash up, ne? Then I look at her, why are you so cross? Then it's just her face, man.
Kwaad vir die pore. Sy wil nie kon nie. Ons kon nie. Ek het jou weer
ask her, why are you so cross? But you were a very strict mommy also.
Very, very.
You were, and I think that's where I kind of rebelled because everything was no. Everything was no. You can ask Daddy say yes, and as I come to you, no. But Daddy said yes, no. Everything was no. I don't know. I think you were just very overprotective.
That is the part of my life that I regret.
Because you were put into a position that
Of
you weren't
motherhood.
ready for. Yes.
That is why still today, it just comes naturally to warn my grandchildren, to give them advice, to give them they must be cautious and
But even with us, you're the same.
Overprotective.
You're the same. Yes.
I just can't, and I think it's because what I went through in life. What I went through in life, because there's a lot of stuff that I can't even mention over the part,
Yeah. No, I think
that it's not healthy.
No, that you can mention in another context of one of our podcasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually speak to what you went through and how you overcame it as a as a woman.
Yeah,
Today we want to just
mother.
know the mother.
That's it. That's
Mommy
it.
Patricia. So, I think that I put you through a lot. So, the Spice Girls actually have a very nice song, and I actually want you to listen to it.
Okay.
It's called Mama, but I think this is what I put you through.
Shame.
She's hard on herself.
She's really hard on herself.
She's too hard.
Even though mom don't see it that way, but she sees it that
She's
way.
hard on herself.
Follow Lounging with the Pearls on Facebook, Instagram, Mixcloud, and now you can subscribe to our YouTube page. Podcasting will never be the same again when you're listening to Lounging with the Pearls.
Hey, loungers. So, we're back with Miss Patsy in our lounge. This used to be your lounge. Now it's our lounge.
Yeah, it's ons lounge.
And that was Spice Girls Mama. And the reason why I chose that song, because before we listened to the song, I said that I was a terrible child. And that's my recollection of me. And then you said, but I wasn't so bad. And then I said, yes, but I put you guys through so much with, my stupid past boyfriends. And then I asked you, so I wasn't, and you said no.
No.
I really wasn't.
No, you wasn't that. You were just a bit rebellious, like I just said to you now.
Yeah.
And the problem, what is the reason behind it? But no.
Yeah. But that is the real reason, and I've
That
never
is the
shied
real-
away from confirming that.
It is deep. It is deep.
I
because a lot
was-
of girls are suffering. with
Yes,
it. A lot of
yes.
girls.
I was looking for love in all the wrong places.
That is it.
Yeah. And
But-
yeah.
But that is the past.
That is the past, yes.
Because you're a different person today.
Now I am. And part of the reason is because of this man sitting right here.
Yes, he's bad.
Waar's daai man? Sit op die tafel.
Because he's actually balancing you out with his gentleness.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
also got that will stand up, but he's gentle.
Yeah.
And it balances you out.
Yeah.
It's just balancing you.
And one thing that I would love to touch on is the fact that you and Garth have such an awesome relationship. I don't think we would have worked if that didn't work.
There's a lot of couples that don't have that relationship with the mother, with the in-laws. Rather.
Yeah.
So I'm actually very thankful that I get along so well with mom, en ek word gespoil.
Ach, my
On
God.
top of that, ek voel soos die enigste kind hier in die huis.
I'm the baby. I'm my mommy's child. But every time I must come home and then I hear about the warm crumpets or the biscuit that came out of the warm oven.
Sjoe.
And then I don't get anything
Die
because...
warme broodjies.
Yeah, because I wasn't at home.
Sorry vir jou. Sorry Bongani, sorry.
Mommy, what was the day like? I mean, I know what the day like was for Garth when
Sure.
we met you, but what was that day like for you? Because we just mentioned I was looking for love in all the wrong places. Yeah, I come with a guy. At the time, you didn't know. I mean, I told you about the tattoos, but you didn't even see the tattoos. Then he's still into hip hop, So it was already like, oh Lord, is she gonna see past all that? Because what I see. So what was that day like for you when you met Garth?
The first
The
day,
first day.
it was that Saturday.
It was Women's Day.
It was
It
Women's
was
Day.
Women's Day.
Yeah.
And I was invited to a meeting at church. And I went to this meeting, and this lady's prophesying, but I'm hearing the Holy Spirit saying to me, you go home now and go pray. No. Give him a hug. This must be the voice of a devil now. And it came, now I know when God speaks to me 3 times, it's him. Go home and give him a hug. The first thought was, what is Candice gonna say? Don't put me in the eyes.
And I'm thinking, what's my mommy going to
Ooh, Came home, they chatting, I'm not busy with supper. Well, I'm battling with a thought inside of me that just didn't want to leave me. And as the Lord said to me, they came in. And Candice said, Mommy, God is leaving now. And the Lord said to me, now. And I asked you, can I hug you? And God cried.
Yeah.
Oh, God cried.
Broke down because I think that is what I really needed. And I just longed for.
You just wept. And with where status is concerned, now just listen to this. I hated this stuff on people. Especially, I watched the 1995 soccer club,
Soccer World,
Yeah.
World Club,
World
yeah.
Cup.
and every person had this. But you know what? God dealt with me, saying to me, He's not looking at the outside of man. He's looking at the heart. You know, God ministered to me. And the day I saw what it was like,
Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, what just happened now?
and you kept telling me, why are you hiding it? Just open
Yes,
and finish.
yeah.
So I didn't know. You know, I've the biggest amount of respect for your mommy. And even when I do go to church, then I always do cover myself because that's just who I am.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't like disrespecting nobody's home. It's not my place. And your mother would rather than just tell me, you know, it's
That
fine.
it's okay. Yeah,
but
yeah. And I mean, you guys have such a wonderful relationship. You know what I love the most is that you call him my son. I make jokes of it all the time, but it's like it warms my heart that you call him my son. You acknowledge him like your own.
definitely.
You know, and Garth, your mom is not with us anymore, but your mommy was, in my words, she was a firecracker. In your words, she was a little gangster.
Yeah, she was. I thought it was ghetto. You know.
Tell us about your mom, babe.
I think everybody knew my mom. That was it. You know, she was just that person that she would come outside and everybody like, Auntie Maud, hoe gaan het? Ek was alright, my darling, hoe gaan het met jou? Like
Yeah,
that. No, she was like that. Very straight to the point. And we came from a very strict home as well. You know, but she taught us very well as how to grow up as men. You know, and taking responsibility. Owning up to everything, you know. And sy het altyd gesê, ja, jy gaat ook nog eendag 'n goeie vrou kry wat agter jou gaat kyk en hy. En dan wanneer jy 'n goeie vrou kry, dan is ek happy, dan kan ek maar gaan.
Yeah.
That's all.
She always said that.
That is all that she wanted, you know, and it just never ended up at that point
At that
yet.
point, yes.
You know,
yes.
until I met you and
Yeah.
she was like, "Dit is die regte vrou."
Your mommy.
Ik kan het voelen.
Your mommy
And she was
scared
always
me
so.
when we met her the first time.
Her gut feeling was always perfect.
Do you remember that day, babe?
I think I get that from her.
Yes.
I always to tell you things dan gebeur het al. Dan denk ik,
Do you remember that day when I met your mom? How long I was standing in the kitchen and all
And
I
I thought-
heard was
Klomknopen.
bleep, 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 bleep,
And
bleep, bleep,
I've
bleep,
got
bleep.
one of my best friends in studio here, Brandon Peterson.
Hi, Brandon.
Even Brandon knew my mom. Die vrou was gangster, Jon. As hy vrou jou iets nou sê, sy vir jou 'n ding. Sy
Ja.
gaan nie wag tot môre toe nie, sy sê vir jou in jou gesig. You know, and when she met, but she didn't know Candice was in the house already. Because I was standing at the door and she was standing at the window, busy scaling on the phone.
No, she was talking
to JP
JP's
outside, yes.
girlfriend or something.
En my ma vloek knope, Jon. Diep vrou en ma het net teruggaan. And Candice's eyes is just so big. Candice said, no, it's fine. I'm going to ask.
Wait.
You're not going to go anywhere.
But
to
in
my
my head, I'm picturing a big woman because that's what's coming. Lo and behold, around the corner.
Veel kleiner as my. Dit so klein vrouwinkie. But she loves Candice, you know.
Yes,
and
I know, yes.
whatever haar kind makeer het, gaat sy nou doen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also had a bit of a rocky relationship, because we were both strong
Yeah.
You're
women.
both
Yeah.
strong.
Both
that's the
strong
thing.
women, and we also misunderstood each other a little bit
Until you
know?
guys sat down and chat.
And we chatted, yes.
En toe verstaan ze
Ja.
vir jou en toe verstaan
Ja.
jy vir haar beter.
Yeah, yeah.
So everything was just like, hi, was daai die probleem
Was
geweest?
het?
Yeah,
nodig.
yeah, wasn't it? And just like how you spoil Garth, I mean, Garth
She
mommy
was spoiled
me.
her again.
And that was just wonderful, I mean, I think it was last week when we spoke to someone and we said, like, I can't relate to you guys. Like, we have a very good marriage, and it's because we have good mothers that allowed, never overstepped in the marriage. If you sorted out. I want to know nothing about what's going on here. But also, like, playfully took the other one's part. Like, she would take my part and you would take God's part, like that. And showered us with so much love.
Yeah.
That, and besides that, I mean, how awesome was it for us that the two of them were besties?
Ja, there was so much people that used to tell me, is die foto's for real?
Yes,
Like
the
hoe-
photos that we put on
Is
Facebook.
Dis jou skoonma en jou ma, wat soos dit? And I'm like, yeah, that was real.
Yeah.
There was no eyeline, no nothing, just posing for the photo. That was a true bond. That
So
was a
true.
real relationship.
So true.
En die twee was baie lief vir mekaar gewees. And people just can't understand how did you guys get it right?
Yes.
I said they just didn't get it right. It was meant for them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were
Yes.
brought together.
Yes, I can still remember the first day you brought your mom here. Because she didn't want to come.
No, because she thought.
So, Patsy met my kop breek nie nou.
Ja.
She wasn't trying to convert me.
Sy
Ja.
het my converted,
Sy moet
ja.
my kop breek asseblief.
And she still had a scarf on her
Yes,
head.
yes.
And she stood here. And the Holy Spirit said to me, just go give her a big hug. And I hugged her. And God said, Mommy, ek het mos Mommy gesê. Ja. Ek het Mommy gesê. And I didn't preach to her.
You never
I
did.
loved her.
You never did. You just let her be her.
Yes.
And she enjoyed it. She couldn't wait van haar tot vir Patsy sien.
Ja.
Ek wil bietjie wegkom van die huis af nou na Patsy toe gaan. Ek wil my vriend gaan sien.
Yes.
Always.
She used to call me babe.
Yes.
And we built up such a wonderful relationship. Honestly, man, really, I mean, she didn't swear such a lot anymore.
No.
She stopped smoking,
Yep.
and he didn't want to be there by us. Then somebody came to visit. She said, nee, die vrou is converted, ne? Hoe gaan hy sê en
Talking about that, your mommy used to cover up for me.
Ja.
Who said, "Yes, my cigarette." She never said it was mine.
Never. As sien sy die sigaret af. Ek weet my ma se myn gou dan. Ek sê nee, ek het nou skoon vergeet. Ek het nou net my sigaret hier neergesit. Nou kyk sy vir Candice en dan soos mag hoe voel dit sien wat weg. Ek dink ek, "Hi, mommy."
And your mommy was looking so forward to coming to live here,
She was, yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
never forget the last day that she was here. They just laid the foundation of it.
Yes.
And she said, I'm klein. Patsy's I'm klein.
Maar sy is mos 'n klein vrou gewees.
Ek sê, ja, nee, ek kan herhaal daar, en jy is hier. Oh, kyk, sy die sakwerk is klein. That was the last she was here.
Yeah. And I mean, we missed that last Mother's Day. Garth and I even bought you guys the same cards because you both love needlework.
Yes.
And we were so tired. We even slept over the Saturday night.
Ja.
Because we wanted to finish up, because we wanted her to come and move here. Then we just moved for the last things. And we came home the Sunday night, and then I said, "Yo, Mom, I'm so sorry, man. I wasn't here to spend Mother's Day with you." She's like, No, I know you guys are busy. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to move.
Yeah.
And a few days later, God to go home.
Ja, but she told me ek wil iets toe gaan.
She did, yeah.
Oh, she missed your daddy.
she was-
way
I
too
think
much.
she was ready for quite some time already.
It's okay.
Yeah, because she just missed my father
Yeah,
so much.
Yeah.
And then she always to tell us, nee, but enige tyd as ek nou moet gaan, dan gaan ek.
Yes.
Ek is ready.
Ja.
Want ek gaan my man sien as ek nou daar kom.
Ja.
So
Ja.
ek kan nie wag nie.
Yeah, that was
She
the
was
time.
always ready.
That was the time. I mean, look at God's timing, man.
Ja.
Was so perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So perfect. And everything worked out.
Everything
so well.
worked out, yes. Yeah.
Honestly.
So we're going to take a quick break. You're going to play Tupac,
Yeah,
Dear
yeah.
Mama.
As een van sy favorite artists.
And then we're going to get into the moment that, or the event that shaped your life. Going forward into the woman that you are today, Mommy.
So I can't wait for that.
It's one of the best in entertainment and podcasting, so why not sit down with us and tell us your story? You are now tuned into Lounging with the Pearls.
Hey, loungers, welcome back.
Welkom terug.
Yeah, that was Tupac, Dear Mama. Classic.
Ek ken nog alive hoor nog altyd.
Yeah. That song just pulls on your heartstrings,
It
really.
does.
And it's such a appreciation post to your mom. And today is all about my appreciation for my mommy. I discovered it wasn't so bad after all.
Nou, julle pa ja.
And I want to always, you know, in my eyes, mommy, you've always been a strong woman. Like in my eyes, like you always say that me and daddy are so alike, but a lot of my strength that I have is because of the example I've seen in you. And there's just something about you. I can't put my finger on what it is. No, I mean, I know what it is. You're going to tell us what it is. But even before then, you've always been this big person holding my hand, my small little hand. And when you spoke about like the buildings in town, I remember that moments when you used to not like the building. I also didn't like it, but you always held my hand, you know?
Too tight.
Too tight, yes. Too tight. And then, even though you were so strict with me, and this is again my perspective of things, you were strict. Let's be honest. If I look back now, I understand why, and that I wouldn't have been the person I am today if it wasn't for you. Where daddy was maybe absent emotionally, you always gave from your heart. Whether it was hugs, putting me and Mr. Pink Panther to bed. Those are special moments. Special moments that I remember now is how you shower Garth with so much love. How you go out of your way for people. Like, you really go out of your way to your own detriment at times. And I had to remind you on your 70th birthday. Yes, my mommy is 70. She don't look it. She's 70.
She needs to slow down.
I remind that you need to take time out for yourself now. Because, you need to look after you. But okay, it's the family, I think, that where you come from. That, you always used to give. But now I want you to tell everyone, what was that moment that made you into Patsy today?
I'll never forget that day, really. But let me go to the day prior to that. I had visitors here in my home. Now, I was I was addicted to nicotine. Really addicted. I was a weekend alcoholic. Just drink weekends. Die het knoppe. Ek het gevloek nie soos moord nie, maar
Ja, maar was ander level.
But you know what? This with the visitors, before that, I used to scratch me, man. I just felt so angry. Now I must clean my house. Everybody's gone home. I must clean, and I just got upset. And this one night, this is now the Sunday evening, Daddy was in bed already, and I happened to watch a program on TV. And it just drew me. It started listening. And I was fascinated with this Christian program. Anyway, that was God preparing me. And I went to bed. The morning I woke up, that was 5:30. I was ice cold. I was shivering, but I had to go to the loo. And I'm shivering, I'm cold. And I came back to bed, and I just saw 3 visions. Close my eyes. I saw the 3 visions, dressed in white. Just dressed in white. And look open, there's nobody, but I'm shivering. And again, close my eyes. And again, the 3rd time, I broke down.
Wow.
I wept, and I realized it is the Lord that revealed himself to me. I wept. Wat se kind? Is jy sick? I couldn't utter a word. I'm weeping. I'm weeping. I'm just conscious of this awesome presence in the room. And then I had to get up to see to the 3 of you and to take you to school. My eyes was thick. I was crying. Lucky I had spectacles on. And I took them to school, walked them to school like I did every morning. And I came home. And it was Daddy's birthday. The 27th of July. It was his birthday. And I had this feeling to be alone at home. I just want to be alone at home, man. But before that, I said to Daddy, Harry, ek is klaar met drinkery. Now God delivered me a year and a few months before that from this nicotine. Now look, I did everything in my power to leave the cigarettes. Everything, Nicorette, breaking it in the mud, blah, blah, blah. But that one day, through all the people telling me, I'm coughing at night for an hour. I tell you, my lungs, they call it around the lungs, that swells up. I coughed for a whole hour. And that day, I went and knelt at my bed. And I just said these words, Here, help me. I was delivered that moment up till today.
Wow.
Never had a desire or that
Withdrawal.
withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah.
Nothing. Up till today. But that morning when I got saved, and I said to Daddy, ek is klaar met die wyn.
Waar gaan nou aan? Is dat nou lekker geparty?
Wat gaan met jou nou? Ek sê, nee, Errol, ek is klaar met die wyn, maar I don't know what happened to me.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't know. But then he said to me, he must go to Weinberg. I had this peace. I'm going to be alone. And he left, and I went into the back room at the double bunk. I repented, God. My sins was going like a movie screen.
And this is, you weren't even at the charismatic church at this time, didn't know.
I was at the Catholic church.
Yeah, and they didn't do.
I didn't know about
salvation.
salvation. That day, I repented before God, and He touched me. He saved me. When I was finished, I looked outside to the tree.
Yes.
I saw a tree for the first time.
Wow.
My spiritual eyes was open. I was born again. And when Daddy came home, he saw the difference. He saw the difference. And prior to that, it was my birthday.
Yes.
It
yes.
was, Mandy bought me a Jimmy Swaggart.
Yes, Jimmy Swaggart.
Just sus.
And it was, the words
LP.
was the song. I was there all the time.
Yes, yes.
Waiting
Patiently,
patiently.
yeah. Yes, that song used to be on repeat in this house.
Yes. You know, and God was waiting for me all the time. And from that day, God kept me. This year it will be 34 years.
Oh, wow.
On his birth, it will be his birthday and my spiritual birthday.
Yeah. And how has you becoming born again changed you as a woman?
Wow. You know, because of the lack of love, I found somebody that loved me. And I had a song. It was a song. He will always be there for me. He will love me. But it's a beautiful song.
Isn't that lady that sang that
No,
song?
it's a man.
Oh.
I just can't get to the words now. And I felt so loved. And I mean, love, man, it's a feeling you can't describe. I was just in love. And now your pa is to just so in love and just so happy. No, and then dit kan nie daai oue punch gee nie, man. Kan daai ou sien nie. You know, I was so in love, but he was happy for me.
Yeah.
He was so happy. And he will always say, my vrou se bekering glo ek aan. Because it was an immediate change in my life. And from there, you know, I had somebody to hold on to that I can trust, and you know. I won't do anything without prayer. Because I can't do anything without him. I need to ask God's guidance. And do you know, being a person that was very fearful. I was a very fearful person. And me as a mother, that is why I'm so protective over, you know, my children. Jy vat aan my kinders, as jy aan my kinders vat jy aan my. And, you know, and I found somebody I can lean on. And the day, you know, my favorite verse in the Bible.
Philippians 4
verse 30, because I felt in my life I can't even boil water. Whatever I do, it's just not right. But when God gave me that verse, it was my breakthrough verse in life. I can do all things through Christ who gives me the strength to do it.
Yeah.
He gives me the strength to do anything. And his word, the word of God, is my anchor in life. You know, where I can say to any person, the word of God says, whatever I put my hands to do, it will prosper. And you people can vouch for that.
Yeah.
Whatever I do, it does prosper. And I've got somebody that comforts me. The Holy Spirit is my comforter. He's my guide. He's my teacher. He's my helper. He's my strength. I tell you, when I need to turn my mattress around, but you will see it's terrible to turn in that small space. I just said, Holy Spirit, give me the strength to do it. Sure.
Yeah.
And it shaped me into a strong woman.
But it shaped you into being a strong woman internally.
Internally, emotionally.
Yes, emotionally. If that is one thing I can say, is that when you sure, I don't want to go too deep, né? But in our home life, you emotionally you were stunted. You could only go so far.
Yeah.
But with God, you've gone far.
Wow.
I mean, you've preached already. God was with you preached. That was also Mother's Day that you preached, right? You still have your own prayer group. You've led many meetings in church. So spiritually and internally, God has made you superwoman.
Yes.
Really. And no one must mess with you also. Want dan kom ek die hoe sê mens die tonge uit.
I always say, I am very gentle. Now that is the lamb inside of me.
Yeah.
And I've got the lion of Judah inside of me.
Yes.
The moment you overstep,
Yeah.
the lion starts roaring.
Because now you're gonna tap into like hey.
Now I move into the supernatural. Now I move really into the supernatural, and people knows it about me. And I am still a very firm person because I'm leading a group of women, which that was ordained by God, and I need to set boundaries. I need to protocol, and I never knew. I had that inside of me. I never knew. Never, because it was my bang.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But now,
In the natural, you are.
in the natural.
I mean, even like you don't want to. Sometimes we must go return something at the shop. Like you don't want to go, whatever. But if it's church or any spiritual,
the lion inside of me
yeah.
rules.
Yeah.
And you know, it is so wonderful just to know that I've got hope inside of me. That is why a lot of times people, or you would say, why is my mother crying? Because I never, you know, come into that place. But when I'm alone with God, I can cry my heart out.
Yeah.
I can just weep before Him. And I know, even with the death of Auntie Marlene, you know, it's not that I'm keeping myself strong. I know for a fact where my sister went to. I know where she's with the Lord, and I will see her again. And that is the hope inside of me.
Yeah.
So, yes, He has made something beautiful of my life.
Yeah. No, he has.
Something beautiful Jesus has made of my life. Really, God. Honestly. I mean, Candice, dis 'n tyd toffee.
Daar kom ek nou.
Dis 'n tyd toffee. God. Sometimes I wonder, God, vandaag.
Ik heb de afro op mijn tanden. Ik kan nog een afro kammetje tussen uitkap.
But you know,
Tram om zo.
she's in the natural. Jane Lawley would be in it. And she can just make a switch. But you know what?
Ja.
She's my baie sagte.
Very.
Baie gooi.
Zo'n marshmallow.
You know? Baie gou kan se smelt. Baie gou kan se smelt. But you know what? Serving the Lord has made me a very strong person, being very independent, and stand up for my rights. Really stand up for my rights. And I stand for righteousness and justice because that's the foundation of my father's throne. I will stand for that. I won't compromise. Because when I come into a place of compromise, the devil has a foot in my life. He has a foot in my life. And I try to be the best lover.
Oh, God.
Honestly, because He is the lover of my soul. I am betrothed to Him forever. I always say I'm engaged and married to Him at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes. So, my walk with the Lord has changed me, that you know that I don't go for the earthly things.
And I think that's also what has made you a good mom to us, and to me. Your advice is always not holy, what's the word? But it's scriptural.
Yeah.
It's never emotional. Like your advice is not like I will be, no. You will be. We'll see. let me pray about it. If you give advice to me and Garth, it's always based on Christian faith. And that's what we appreciate a lot about of you, is that your deep connectedness with God. And that's what helped us it helps us with our marriage. I mean, I can go tomorrow to you and tell you, oh, God, like my child, God is like, that kind of person. And the Bible says we must, okay. Then I know, now I must retreat because now I've gotten holy advice. Yeah.
And that is the best advice I can give you. Because the Word of God is Him Himself. And what is written in the Word of God, I tell you, you cannot go wrong. That is why I'm married 50 years. Will be 51 years this year. Because I try to base my marriage on the Word of God.
Yeah. So, Mom, my last question to you that I'm going to ask you. What has been the most rewarding thing about being a mom? Maybe it can be like a few things, but that's my last question. So
What has been... nog een kind gekry.
It must always end up with you.
What's it?
The most rewarding thing was that you got another child.
Yes, of course. I declare the Word of God over all my children every day.
Oh, you said that you're not going to be a grandmommy from me and Garth.
Listen here, I'm not God. It's God's will. She's prophesying ever since when? This morning?
Mommy, what prophesying? I was just saying.
She's prophesying.
Yeah, no, I can't even show her a picture of a baby. Then it's like, you know what we spoke about last night when I said I saw your baby photos, man. And then I'm like, if it can be guaranteed a boy, then I won't mind having God's baby. But also, God also knows my heart, man. Like, our hearts, like, we really don't want to have children.
Ons maar hy uncle en auntie wies vir al die kinders hier toe kom en dan sien ons op 'n van die dag, die weekend is klaar, julle kan nou terug gaan na julle ouers toe. Lekker na huis gaan. It's not alone time for ons.
So what has been, in your opinion or your life, the most rewarding about being a mommy?
Oh man, there's such a lot I can share. But being a mother, to fall that, especially in my later years, when my grandkids also came. Nou, julle weet mos man, die grandmothers moet nie altyd so granny. And the grandkids must be altijd so granny.
Exactly.
But you know what? It's so rewarding just to have you people around me. Because there's a lot of people that don't have the privileges that I have. They can come, like they're coming here tomorrow. Oh, ek het al gebak, ek het al gebrou, en ek hier gegaan na binne.
Yeah.
And just be there for my children and to give them advice when it's needed, only when it's needed, to help them where I can. It gives me great rewards because, and what to sow positive things into their lives. Because I want to leave a legacy behind. I want to, that you people can follow, that you can apply to your lives. That is what I want to leave behind. And to be an example to you people, really. It's not always easy. Baie kere moet ek maar...
Yeah.
But it's such a lot, to see and also to see what God has placed within each one of you people. Because God, I said to him, a voice. He said, there's a voice inside of him that must come out. It's not only going to stay here. You, mense, front page.
Was al klaar geweest wat sy klein geweest het al.
Baby.
And to get to know my grandchildren, what God has placed within them. and how they are blessing me. I mean, sing to me, and you know that that is most wonderful to me. I enjoy having my children around me. Really, really. Like Candice said earlier on, I will go out of my way.
Yeah.
I will really go out of my way for them. You people know.
Yeah.
Het gebak en gebrouwen.
Yeah.
Ga daar achteraan. But yes, motherhood has shaped me in many forms. Ik zal het zo. The negativity that is in you people, I need it. So that I can see, is jy nog in my? Is jy nog in my? Let's face it, because now I'm born again. As ek nog, because I need to die daily. My flesh, the old man, needs to die daily. Now, is jy nog hierin?
Okay.
Is jy nog hierin by my?
So you is still in a constant state of
Change.
Okay.
Changing. Only when Jesus comes,
Yeah.
I will be like him.
Yeah.
Only when he comes, I will be like him. But now, it is die to self, as Paul says, to die to self.
Okay.
And yes,
You clearly have a lot more to say. But we have to end the podcast here. Yeah.
it's been so good.
Did you enjoy it
I
though?
really enjoyed it with my children.
I thought you were going to be a bit nervous.
Do you know what?
Ag, jou ma is natural. Jy het al gesien wat jou ma met 'n groot cake gemaak het.
Nogal,
Jou ma het dit
man.
op gegaan. Op in die Bybel. Op
Ja.
in die blaadjies en dis wat ek gaan sê. En good morning my blessed. En nou gaan dit net so. Almal sit met 'n smile.
True.
1 2 3 dis dit klaar.
Yeah.
En
Yeah.
almal is
yeah.
like, "Ai, Sister Patsy" en hoe net toe gaan dit toe jou ma's more famous. Verstaan jy? So yeah, it was really
Yeah.
nice having you on the show.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I really enjoyed it to share.
It's just the
Part of
yeah,
my
part of your
Yeah,
life.
you just scraped the surface. That's all.
Yes, you know.
That's all.
And
But you know,
like I
Women's Day is coming up, so
Women's
I am
Day.
planning to have you in again for the month of August to talk about the woman side of things. You
En dan
know?
kom die hele Falachi files uit.
Hey.
Mommy, I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day for 2021. Thank you for standing up for me. I think that is what I appreciate for 2021 and 2020. I appreciate that the most. That despite my perception of how I was when I was young, you actually made me feel very lekker now. And I wasn't so bad after all. But thank you for understanding that unfortunately I did come out of you, and that half of me is daddy, and that you always acknowledge that I am your diamond scratcher thingy person, no? That makes you fine.
Sandpaper.
The sandpaper in your life. I take it on with pride. But no, I love being your daughter. I do love being your daughter, and I love that we have a relationship that we work on all the time. I love that. And I think that as I'm getting older, it's becoming more easier to chat to you, to communicate with you, to ask you for advice, to learn from each other, and that you don't close off yourself from also learning from me. And it's nice, and I want to do more for you. You know my heart. But yeah, from Garth and I think happy Mother's Day, Mommy.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
and
definitely.
Thank you for you two of you. Honestly. Julle weet mos nou ons is sassa mense, né? Jy, net soos met die reg, ja, come on. But you know what? For what you always sow into my life, know that God himself will bless you. Thank you for always being there for me, for taking off from work to take me to the doctor, take me for ear tests and all of that. I do value it. I do appreciate it. And God, jy sê nooit op as Candice moet iets doen vir my nie. Never ever. thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this day. And
pleasure.
I dedicate this interview to my sister Molly and my bestie Maud.
Oh,
Ah,
cute.
yeah.
Yes, for Mother's Day. I dedicate it to them.
Yeah.
Really.
nice, Mom.
Thank you so much.
And I dedicate this song to you from the band Perry, Mother Like Mine. Bye, loungers.
Have a good day, loungers.